actually go ahead and use a workbook like this. You share your idea. This is a design journal, Gear Up design journal. We're working actually with an organization that's got robotics, and it's just a way to bring out a coding concept on paper with some students that don't have it before. So with this, you're able to print this out, or you're able to go with this to some of this. I know printing could be on the high side in Nigeria. I don't know about some other countries, but you want to like print this out, or you want to sketch some things out, or you have a lot of students that are going with you. You can share this on the screen, and you can watch this together, even if you have not started teaching them some coding concepts and some of those things. So you can see this. This is Gear Up, and what is the main concept? We're able to design this. It's Gear Up. It starts from step one for them to understand the concepts. The second step, for them to brainstorm. The third one, for them to write out, be able to bring out what they've done, bring it to ideas, share among themselves, and the loop continues. As they share again, they understand, and before you know it, you're having a wonderful session with your students. So this is where the feedback comes in. They make a prototype and they do something. And they can also write those steps, draw it out. So for instance, in your own team, you're talking about something, you want to work on, what is that? You want to work on a magnetic field and want to see how it works. But nobody can actually, you can't design the magnet yet, or you don't have enough resources. We can actually design something like this that is going to bring it out. But you're going there, you want to talk on something on programming, and you have that concept in your head. We can talk together, design something that could be helpful to these students, and we can do that together. So these additional notes, you can look at this, telling your story. First, everybody writes, introduce yourself. You can see the way it is very, very interactive. They can write it in their book, they can read it out, they can do everything. And the next thing, you explain your robot, how your robot works to solve a challenge. Now, the first thing we have done, we have introduced the concepts to everybody. For instance, I'll be taking something as an example. So we want to work on, some of us have worked on something called balloon before, or you have, some of them have done some things in their environment, maybe roll something, or I don't know, they must have done something interesting in their own environment. I don't want to talk of something that is not relatable. So you have the understanding part, you have discussed that. They've brainstormed, they've discussed among themselves in their own simple language, They are sharing ideas among themselves. You make them into teams. You create a game for them. Let's take, for example, I wish you could all see me and see how I'm going to run around. Some of these things, we'll discuss them during the summit, and I really want all of us to participate. Yes, ensure you sign up and you register. So you have a game, you have made everything as a game. You're talking about, sorry, I'm from an electrical engineering background, so I'm maybe using some concepts in that regard. So I want to talk about voltage. I've divided them into 5 groups, and you can see all of them running around, and somebody is standing as a resistance to them, hindering them from moving, and they are getting to a point, they have made games, they are active, their head is ready to assimilate what you've done. So you make them share concepts among themselves. How can we overcome this? And by the time this is done, what's the next thing they do? They write out what they worked on. So you can see this, I'm using lights as an example. I use lights, where is it and what it does? Finally, what is that one thing you could do differently in the final real robots that could make it work better? So now, after you have done it in a playful manner, in a game manner, in a way that even the baby there can understand, you can come up with your concept, we can have a session, we can design it together. So after you've done that, then you can now post it at them. Okay, how can we bring this to reality? So if you're having a practical session and you want to do with them, I think you can add it to them. It will be easier for them to understand that way. And all of them too can have on their hands. So now let's look at the first step, step 1, understanding. When designing new robots, we ensure that they will be useful. We need to know what the people around us need the robots to do. Of course, we all know that robots is not something that is just standing. It's not only the one we see that looks like human being. As far as your phone is concerned, your phone is a robot because it's helping you to do some tasks. As far as, okay, just like your pen is not connected to an electrical source or something, it is a robot too because it's helping you to do what to write in a little way. Just for them, we'll take robots as something that solves problem. They have explained what it is. They have understood it. They can pen some things down, some of them that could write. And if you know they cannot write, or maybe they can't write very well, depending on your location, you can split them into different groups, make them do some things that is going to depict what you want them to do. You have gotten their attention from them. And what is the next thing? You start asking each group questions, listen attentively, make sure they're paying attention. And as you're asking them, you ask the question why. You ask the question what. You ask the question when. As you're asking them what happens after you have gotten their attention from those play methods, you ask them what happens. You ask them, why does this? I could remember the last outreach I went to some of my colleagues. We actually introduced some of these concepts. It's really, really carried everyone along. So you're asking them what happens when this thing happened. Everybody asks a question. Why do you think it happened? They give you answers. When do you think it happened? They give you the answers. How do you think we can stop this? They give you the answer. By that time, they have developed what is called algorithm. For some of us that write programs and write codes, they have developed algorithms themselves. And after you've done that, what's the next thing? Now let's make them solve tasks together. And I'm very sure by the time they are sharing amongst themselves and you share the practical steps, it will be very, very good. So I will share this file with every one of us. I would like us to go ahead with that. Then we can reach out to me. We all know my mail, tuluani@wowfoundation.com. So we all know my mail. You can reach out to me, probably in your own team. And if you can design it yourself, fine. We can also come up with better designs. We can use the Canva to design some interactive things. But I know that a lot of us cannot. Maybe we can't. Maybe for now, it might be on the eye side to print these things out. And not all the students you want to teach have phones. So we know it's going to be difficult. So we can actually go with our black and whites, make them right. Or you can include drawings on it. We can have a time to design that, and we have that for that month. And I know that will actually carry it out. So I am not, what's it called? I am not Evelyn. I know Evelyn can, okay, Evelyn can do something that has to do more of a scientific thing because she's into sciences. So you can come up with the science concepts. We can design some things that could make them understand. And when you are going to go with something that they can actually relate with, I think this way of bringing out a workbook for them can make it easier for them to understand. A sketch, a drawing, or you can make them draw too. You can also have pen. Those pens we used to distribute. Some of us have pens we used to give, outreaches. You can make them draw those things. Draw it on the board, make them draw. Then relate it to them if you have all those tools. We can do that. You can see example of a drive. You write the wheels, you draw it out. I'll send this to us. We can do that. And time to build. Then if you have papers, maybe they want to design something with papers, all of them are holding it, and you have explained how that thing works. So you can see the way they are going to bring it out in the concepts they can, in the best concepts they can. And each and every one of them will be happy they are able to participate. So even if you don't have every of those things, the goal is we want to make impact. And sincerely, we are working around the clock to ensure that everybody has STEM kits and everything. But as time goes on, I'm very sure every one of us, we have those kits. But in the meantime, even when we have the kits, we can also use this as a guide to also make our outreaches much more interactive and much more interesting. So everything here has been drawn here. It's a workbook. They can write, they can do something, have a feedback, and it gets to follow up on them. So we can come up with games for every of our outreaches, the words that they're going to say, how they're going to do it, make it as a workbook and carry them along. So I think I will stop here for now so we can share ideas together as fellows. We can discuss and we can look at the way forward. I think I think I can stop here. So, do you have any question for now or any addition or anybody wants to ask how we can make this possible? Or if you're having a challenge or looking at how possible this could be, so you can go ahead now. The floor is yours. Let's discuss and let's see how this could be better. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, maybe
Oh,
can, I think you can stop sharing so you can see what's happening. Nima,
okay.
Nima is raising up her hands.
Okay, Nimat, can you go ahead, please? Can
Okay,
you ahead with it?
all right, thank you very much for the presentation. So
All right,
I'm
you're
like
welcome.
most of the outreaches we are giving time by the schools, highest 1 hour or so.
Okay.
So the way you explained it actually, it's look as if it's going to take more than that. And before we get to settle down, we have at least 45 minutes to spend with the two students. After we settle down, get them to be silent and listen. We have 45 minutes. So is this achievable in that small amount of time?
Okay. Okay. Yes, it is. Okay, I want to ask us a question. Which one takes more time? When you have everything presented and you have the diagrams, you have the things that will make them understand. So when you can see the visual already, you can actually have access to the visual. So there will be little to what you will say. Imagine I want to describe a mountain to you. Which one makes it much more faster and easier? Is it when you see the picture and you have the picture at hand? When I have to tell you the mountain, you see something tall, then you see some people climbing, then you see some people doing this, and it takes me 10 minutes to be able to paint that picture into their head. And I'm very, very sure there are different pictures in their head. If you now tell them, draw what is in your head, you'll be surprised that some people can draw a circle for you. So, but if you have this in a workbook or something, you have it printed out, or even if it is just one, you can show them. If it is just one, they can actually see it. You can show them it's something easier. And if you can't afford it, you can just draw it on the board. But you already have a design of what you're going to do. I think that will make our outreaches much more faster. So within 30 minutes, everybody has drawn something, they have written something down, you have dedicated time to it. They have something they can touch. Unlike you getting there, oh yeah, go here, look at this, look at that. I think that would take a lot of time. So I believe this will take a shorter time. But you know your terrain very well. So you know what works.
It's okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. So can I have any other question? Can I have any other addition from anybody? So I have Kutwa, you have been around since the beginning of this. Victor, you have been here. I don't know your name, but this name, I don't know who is this. Utilize, I don't know. Lucy, you're just joining us. Cynthia, you have been around since. So is there any addition or anything from your end? So making our outreaches better. Wow. Okay, I think I have to call your names now. It's supposed to be something now that we're going to discuss amongst ourselves. Is it because we're not so motivated today? All right, I will give the floor now. I'll call you. Evelyn, you have to make comments. So, Evelyn.
Hi, good evening.
Okay,
Okay,
good
sir.
evening.
Okay, so this looks like not looks like this works is a great idea in
Okay.
probably, but then it depends because sometimes the students may not be interested in something like this. They probably want to see, like, there are some students in public schools, maybe if are in SS1 class, SS2 class, they may not be interested. Like, I'm just talking from experience, but there are some schools that maybe they will be excited to do something like this. So it could vary. but it is a new idea that I can try because I didn't think about it before, so I was even attentive when you're talking about it. But that's that one about
Okay.
then challenges. Probably timing. There are some schools they just give you 30 minutes. They say you should talk on assembly, and probably you cannot do a practical fast like that because you have to do coordination, arrange yourself, and allow like maybe not just rush the student into what you want to say because they'll be like, what has she been saying since the morning? So sometimes the challenge is timing, but some schools give at least 1 hour. They can say come during the science. There's some schools have science time or science they call it one time like that. So they say okay, come that time, and they give you 1 hour longer period. So that's when you can do practical. So that's just my comment.
Okay, so I think that those times when we're going to have probably science week or something, that could work, and we can actually design what would work for them. And mind you,
Can I ask a question?
Okay.
Can I ask a question, please?
Okay, please go ahead.
Because I like the question she asked. Can we do this thing as in this whole thing? Can it be done as in can we stagger it and make it like a project, like a term, instead of just one visit?
Okay. Can you come again with that question? It's not
I
clear
said
to
like
me.
this whole I said this whole thing we just did now, because they talk about time, that the time they give them is short and everything. I think can this be done like a project for a term instead of just a one-off visit?
Okay. Yes,
That's
it can. Okay, so it can. So that would depend on your terrain. I think we know what works best in our area, just like the way Evelyn said, that some of them might be interested, some schools should be interested, some schools can give you like 1 hour, some will give you less than 1 hour. So I think where this comes to play is when you know the school has given you a good time and you also know the complexity. So that's why I said you want to work on something like this. Since it's a 1 month thing, so it's something that we can discuss. We can look into the idea of what you want to do. We can bring it out into something that they can hold and touch. If you notice, one of the reasons why some schools out there, outside uh, our continent, are doing well is one of the reasons is that they have put this picture in their heads already. So they're doing it practically. So we shouldn't go there too and say we want to tell them something about STEM and use the conventional way to and also add some of the spices to it. So based on those people, of course, if I want to reach out to SS3 students, I won't go there and be showing them babies and teddy bears. I know that those are my audience. So once we know our audience and we know the set of people that we actually want to reach out to, and don't worry about that. Once you have your idea, we're working together with a team that we can also look into the categories of people you want to look at, the topic you want to discuss with them, and can design it based on the complexity of them. And you can also tell us, like, you've gone to the school, you know the capacity of the school. You can tell them. So if it's not going to be a one to the end of the term that you want to work on just one topic with them or something, or just for that 1 month or for that 2 months, whichever way it works for you, we can also include that into the design and ensure that please keep this thing. We're going to come back and we're going to discuss it. I'm telling you, of course, we shouldn't expect 100%. Nobody, like, when it's not that you want to kill them, nobody is going to give you 100% at the beginning. It is when they start seeing the results that you're going to expect that. So at least we should expect at least 50% of attendance and respect. So let us know what works in your own end, and I think that works. Okay, Nimatala, you can go. Ma'am, have I answered your question, Cynthia and
You've answered mine. Another about
okay,
Cynthia.
thank you. Okay, Evelyn, have I answered yours?
Yes, you have. Thank you.
Okay, you're very welcome. Okay, Nimat, can you go ahead?
Right. All right. Thank you very much. So I just want to
welcome.
confirm that I understand what you have said because
Okay.
looking at this, it looks like it's designed for will I say technology, And being that I'm from science background, most of,
Okay.
even though sometimes we try to do something through physics and stuff, most of them are based on science, chemistry and stuff. So you were saying we can bring our ideas, then you help us, you and your
Yes,
team look for a way to help narrow it down,
exactly.
narrow it
So if
down, right?
you, yes, yes. So
Oh,
like I said the other time, I said I'm from an engineering background. I may be giving examples that comes from tech more.
yeah.
Or if you are someone like, okay, Evelyn is mixed. Evelyn is is both tech and sciences, and you are from science. And we have different people from different things. You can come up with your own idea. That's why it is you going there. You are the one to explain what you want to do. So come with your ideas. I can actually, there are several tools that, okay, you want to bring out pictures out of it. We can design it for you. And that robotics too is there. That is one of the things they do. They love to bring concepts into things that students can understand. So I can do that. We can work together with them. You can also have a session with your students. Let's say in your chapter, you are finding difficult to bring those things out. We can schedule a session with them, or I can have a section together with you. We can bring out these concepts into reality, and it will help your outreaches to be much more interesting. So don't worry if it is what's it called? If it is atoms, we want to explain to them, not atoms now. We want to explain how to clean their environments, to make their environments a very, very clean society so that they don't drop things around, the effects and all those things. We can bring it into workbook. And they themselves will have to add 2 bottles, add 3 bottles, add these things. And eventually, what has it given you? It has given you a pile of junks. And we can highlight what do you think would cause all of those things. I think we are bringing some things into reality. So it doesn't just go beyond, it doesn't just go into the classroom alone. It goes into the outside world there. Okay, you're talking about diffusion. Yes, there are some things that can catch their attention. You can come in with food that day and ensure that everywhere is closed and open it and make all of them salivate. So, I know a lot of them like such things. And from there, they have it in their workbook too. They can see it and they can see the smell going around. And you have explained what diffusion actually means to them. So I think that works. And you're talking about some other concepts. We can actually design that and make it interesting for them. So feel free to check in and we can rub minds together and design something for you. Have I answered your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so I'll be expecting our respective ideas. So let's make our outreaches much more interesting, much more interactive, even if it is 30 minutes. I'm very sure after we have done this 1 or 2 times, there are some times I've gone for a meeting before, it's just a 20 minutes presentation and just a small book, an A4 paper that was divided into, is it 6 or 7? And that was what carried the whole message of what the person was talking about. And was just able to pass that information within 20 seconds, within 20 minutes, sorry. And that was all. So even with that, it will help us to be able to present what we want to teach people in a very, very easy and in a way they will be able to assimilate it. So I think that will work. So have I answered your question too? Well, Vanessa, I know you're joining late. You might not have a glimpse of what we are talking about, but if you have, let me know. Victor, I have not heard from you. You've been in the group since, so I want you to talk. I want to hear from you. Lucy, I know from our discussion, you must have heard what we are discussing about. So I want you to ask if you are lost or you have an understanding of what you're talking about already. And for Cynthia, I've not heard from you. So floor is open. So let's go ahead.
All right, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Victor.
Hold on. Yeah, so I've really been following up and I have an idea of what we're all discussing about. And I understand the whole concept of this, trying to engage the kids more and trying to make it more fun. And I feel it's a good idea. For now, I don't have anything to add. I can go with that. I can work with what you presented. So we are all good.
Okay, so we'll be expecting your next outreach to be best, to be better We can work together on your concepts. All right.
Please, what school is Victor?
Okay. Victor, can you answer that?
I'm in Federal University of Technology, Mina.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Cynthia, I want to hear from you. Hello, Cynthia. Wow, Cynthia has been quiet since the beginning of this meeting. Okay, yes. Hi, I can hear you. How are you doing? How is ABU? Oh, sorry. Is it ABU? Yes, ABU. Okay.
Hello, good evening. Sorry, I am in a very noisy place. That's why I've not been able to speak, but I've been following up with the whole thing. ABU is fine, school is fine.
Oh, wow. Glad. All right, so how's the outreach has been?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. So how's the outreach has been at your end? How was the
Yeah, we've been doing really good. I mean, I think we've gotten a perfect school to always work with. They are very welcoming, and then it's more like they want us to be coming at all times, stuff like that. But now the issue we have now is our timing, and their timing is always crashing. But then we always try to like find a balance to everything. But so far so good. It's been really good.
Thank you, Cynthia. I think Tolu, is it me?
Okay, I could hear. Okay. Do you think this would be a very good idea for ABU, for people around this area? Do you think it would make more impact there?
Sorry, hello?
Yeah, I said, do you think this would be a very, very good innovation for your people?
Yes, it will be. But then, like I said, they have their challenges there. The fact that, okay, some of the people there are not well exposed to stuff like this, but then there's no harm in trying. It will be.
So
I
we'll
believe
break it
so.
down. Yeah, so for your own chapter, whenever you're coming up with your idea, we have to break it down to what they will be able to assimilate. So to be at their own level. So since we're going to work on it together, we can schedule a time so this will work best for your own people. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Welcome, Blessing. How is Zimbabwe?
Hello, I'm really struggling to hear you perfectly well. I'm really struggling there, yes.
Okay, no problem. But I believe we've made a point already. So I think we should start rounding up today. And I think we have learned something today. So I'll share this with us, and I'll be expecting us to come up with whatever concept we want to come up with. I'll be sharing it on the group on our platforms. So I'll be expecting us to come up with what will work in our own place. You want to talk about something and it has been on your mind. So I'll be looking forward to us reaching out to me so if you can even discuss it on the group. So as I will be dropping it, you drop what you want to work on in chapter. So I can relate with agro. I can relate, I said agro, I can relate with this team, Get Robotics, and they are very, very good with things like that. So we can relate with them and design this together. I think that will work for every one of us. So I would say thank you for joining. I'm Blessing, sorry, you were not able to get a glimpse of what we've discussed, but don't worry, you would get so much on the platform. Yes, in the group chat. I hope you're there. All right. So for those of us that are in the agro-robotics, I believe we have been doing fine, and the training has been on for 5 weeks now. So we have been doing some things on AI, and I'm very sure some of us will have been, those of us that are part of the training, but I've been making some good progress with our coding skills and some algorithms. Okay, so, okay, don't worry. Cynthia, I will make this available. The recording of everything to be available. All right, so I believe most of us have been making progress with that. So we'll be having some trainings coming up soon. So you can, as soon as the links are out, you can make it available to your people and make it available to them. It will be free while Foundation is paying for them. And we want you to be better. We want you to develop and become better individuals. So you can just always spread this amongst your friends. And thanks for joining. So any word from you, Kes?
No word. So I think thank you guys for coming. We're really grateful. Like you said, just an email away from you. Anything, just get in touch with us and we'll provide assistance as much as we can.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, I'm looking forward to hearing from Cynthia, from Blessing, from Lucy, Nimat, Victor, Vanessa, Evelyn. Evelyn left already. Okay.
Can I say something?
Okay, please go ahead, ma'am.
If you can talk, please, we'd like to know your school. Okay, or type it. Okay, I think that's all for now. So you can go on. Thank you.